Hello, Internet! Shalthis here, and it's time for another episode of ShoutStone. Today, I want to answer some questions that I was asked on my Facebook fan page, which is at facebook.com/shoutstone. I posed a request for any kind of questions that anybody may have had about the game, or about my preferences regarding the game. And I got a bunch of responses, so I figure I'm going to go through some of these over just some generic in-game footage of me playing and probably losing in various games. But anyway, let's get started. So one of the first questions I was asked is, what hero do you prefer and why? And that's a really tricky question. I don't really think I'd prefer a specific hero. I think Priest is a very versatile and powerful one. But every single hero has their advantages and disadvantages depending on the type of deck you're building. For example, you really got to base it off of not just what the hero power is, but what type of options you have for class-specific cards. A Paladin is really good for like a minion reinforcement type of thing, as far as providing shields and minions that shield and taking advantage of those shields and all those sorts of things, and a lot of different healing abilities as well. Whereas Priest, they seem to be very focused on obviously healing. So there's a lot of healing abilities and minion healing abilities and things like that. But yeah, I mean, it really just comes down to the type of style you want to play. I'm really fond of Priest and Rogue personally, just because that's the kind of decks I've been building and having some relative success with. But it all really comes down to your own personal playstyle, to be perfectly honest. So I would say personally, Priest and Rogue, just because I like the healing ability of the Priest, and as far as the Rogue deck goes, I like my spell power Rogue deck at the moment, and it still needs more Rogue cards that I don't have yet. But I really like its flexibility in terms of just being able to clear the field of minions, do a lot of damage, and everything like that. Like I've rolled over some opponents with that deck, depending on the luck of the draw, but it's been pretty useful. Alright, next question. When can the hero attack, and what can it attack? I know minions can attack pretty much any time unless there's a taunt on the board, but when can your hero attack? Well, your hero can attack in a number of ways. The first thing is that your hero can only attack when it either has attack power or a weapon. Now, there are hero abilities that attack in the sense of like the Hunter's hero ability or the Mage's hero ability, but those aren't really considered an attack from your hero. They're just considered a kind of ability. So, like, let's say you're playing a Shaman. This is the best example I can give. Let's say you're playing a Shaman. There are two times you can attack when playing a Shaman. One, if you play an ability like Rockbiter Weapon on your hero, which doesn't give you a weapon, but it gives you +3 attack for one turn. Now all of a sudden your hero has an attack ability, and you can then treat it just like a minion. You click the hero and you point it at a minion, or you point it at the other hero, and whatever. Or if, say, your Shaman had the Stormforged Axe equipped. Now you've got that equipped, and you can attack with that instead, just like a minion would. Now, a hero that attacks falls under the same restrictions as a minion. If there's a taunt minion on the field, you have to attack that first, or kill it first, and that's it. Then you can attack the hero or any minion of your choice. Of course, if you attack a minion with your hero, you will take rebound damage depending on the attack power of the minion. So if you're attacking like, totems or something like that, you're probably not going to have anything to worry about. Or if you're just using it to, quickly clear out a 1/1 minion or something like that, again, it's probably worth it. But you got to be careful. I have seen players kill themselves on minions before because they weren't thinking or paying attention to the fact that they would eat that rebound damage. So it's something to keep in mind. But yeah, your hero can attack on any turn, any time, as long as they have some form of attack power, whether from a spell or from a weapon. Next question. Have they mentioned what players will receive on launch? No, they haven't. I can say that if launch reflects what the current game is and how the current game works. Basically, when you start the game, you go through the tutorial using the Rogue deck. Or, I'm sorry, the Mage deck. Excuse me. And what it does is it will kind of like just introduce you to the game step by step and give you all the breakdown of how it's played and whatnot. And at the end, you then unlock the Mage hero. And you get a very basic Mage deck. Now, all of the decks start off at base level. I think this is level 1. in order to unlock the other heroes, you have to then beat them in practice mode with your Mage deck. As you level your decks, at least up to level 10, you unlock the basic cards. So, that basically what you get at start on launch is the Mage hero in a basic Mage deck. And you can unlock all the basic cards for free without paying a dime or paying gold or anything like that. You just have to play them and level them up. And you can level them up even in practice, so you don't even have to play against real people if you don't want to. But that's all I know of so far. If they're going to change that, if they're going to offer some kind of like special collector's purchase thing that you can do, like obviously the game is going to be free to play. We know that much. But I don't know if they're going to offer some kind of special purchase that you can make to get a lot of this stuff for free, or not for free, but like a big bonus of packs and gold and dust by redeeming a code or something like that. I don't know. It's possible. They could have some like Hearthstone Collector's Edition that could come out. A lot of free-to-play games offer that, but we'll have to see. We're still far away from launch at this point. Alright, next question. What is your preferred gameplay style? Personally, I don't really have one yet. I'm trying to find it, to be perfectly honest with you. I really like, I mean, for what I like watching and casting, I really like spell power decks. I love seeing huge bomb spells come out after a bunch of spell power minions are thrown out. I think that's really awesome. I hate playing against it because it's painful, but it's fun to watch.
Shields up.
I would also say, like, Murloc decks. That's something that I really want to try and do. I just need more Murloc cards to pull it off. And really good beast-heavy hunter decks. I'm a big fan of those. Yeah, like just minion decks. I think I'm a bigger fan of the minion decks. Like I said, I do like some kind of spell-powered decks, but more minions the better. I think that's more fun and interesting to watch minions fight and blow up and all that sort of stuff. But as for me personally, I'm still trying to find out what I like the most. I keep toying around with it, playing around with different styles and different builds, but I haven't quite found my preferred style yet. Next question. Do you have to buy an arena pass for 150 gold or $2 each time? Or do you permanently unlock arena if you use IRL money? Well, no. You don't unlock the arena permanently at all, ever. You do have to pay for the arena every time you play it. At least for every session you have. Not every run you have. You pay 150 gold or $1.99 US or whatever it is in your local currency. You pay that much, and then you get your run through the arena until you lose 3 times or you win 9 times. When you've done either of those, your arena run is over, and you go back to the beginning. A lot of people are talking about like really requesting a bulk purchase of arena passes as an option in the future, but as it stands for now, you can only buy arena passes one at a time when you need to unlock them. But you have to have unlocked every hero in practice mode before you can even play the arena, and your first playthrough is free. So that's what we know so far. That could change, of course. It is in beta, but that's how it stands right now, and that's probably how it's going to last into release. Next question. Are there certain cards that are OP, in your opinion? I think so, at this point. But, see, OP is kind of tricky, and I say it kind of tongue-in-cheek sometimes. Like, one card in particular, Mind Blast, a priest's ability. It's a 2-mana card that does 5 damage. And I feel like, oh, that's super OP. But the thing is that I've never seen specific cards, or like any specific card, that just is an insta-win kind of thing. Because there's a lot of balance and a lot of other cards that can shut those kinds of things down. Even like really high value, high power, high damage cards, even those can be counteracted by like Big Game Hunter or something like that, which can instantly kill any minion with like over 7 attack. So I don't really think there's a particular OP. There's still a little bit of balance tweaking that probably needs to be done overall, because I'm sure there's some builds out there that are going to be a little more powerful than others, but it's fairly well balanced from what I've seen thus far, and I don't really think there's a specific card, or any specific cards, that I would actually say are way overpowered and that can't be like beaten or dealt with. You know, even being able to do 10 damage and 4 mana with a Mind Blast pair, which I've done on like the first 2 turns before, you know, that's really not super OP because I can still lose. You know, I said it before because I love the expression, the only point of health that matters is the one between 0 and 1. And it shows. I've seen it so many times. Like, I've lost games where I've been in a distinct advantage because it suddenly just got out of hand. So, I wouldn't say yet. Not really any OP cards, per se. But definitely some balance tweaking that still needs to be done here and there. Alright, so I think that's going to do it for this round of questions. I got a bunch more, but I'm going to save it for another Q&A session. So thanks a lot for your questions. If you want to ask me something, just go to my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/ShoutStone. Or you can hit me up on Twitter. The link to that is also in the description. So you can find the links to both Facebook and Twitter there. Or you can just leave a comment in the description section below. Or the comment section below, whatever. Just leave a comment, like the video, subscribe if you want to get all the daily updates that we do here, because I do release new videos every single day, as I say. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.